Alright, almost back home. I think I'm starting to feel a little bit tired after that's happened today. It's a good thing we were allowed to eat on the bus. Two of us ended up sharing a pre-made sandwich from the store. That made me pretty tired as I almost took a nap on the way home. I bet Yuri's pretty tired as well, after having to part with something that she held near and dear to her, and having to be a mom for a short while. Once we get out of the bus and back to our area, we stop at Yuri's house first to drop off groceries and whatnot. She insisted that she had nothing else to do today and we would rather spend the day at my place. Something about a change of scenery. I don't blame her one bit. All she has brought with her is her bag, with Lord only knows what's in there. But it's not true. You would think that she would know what she has in there. Once we're back at my place, I approach my mailbox and open it up to find 2 letters in there. Taking a closer look at them, I see one's from our school and the other's from the place that my parents work at. But why? They haven't seen me in a long time. I wonder what that could be about. Maybe it's something from my parents themselves? I know my mom's not too thrilled with me, but I wonder. As I'm lost in thought, what looks like to be a drop of water lands at the envelope I'm holding. And another. And another. Wait. Run inside! The sounds of rain falling, air moving rapidly, and thunder in the background assault my ears. The constant splashing of water on my clothes and hair brings about an uncomfortable, almost restricting feeling. In my face showing discomfort, I quickly bring both my arms above my head and went under the awning that's above the front entrance to my house. Yuri follows suit behind me, eventually catching up. Fumbling around with my keys, I managed to quickly open the door, and spend no time getting in, dropping both letters to the floor in response. Once Yuri makes her way inside, I shut the door behind us, rest my forehead on the door, and exhale rather loudly. The sounds of raindrops crashing into the earth in my house never end. Yuri speaks up after a moment of silence. Is there something wrong? Taking my head off the door and looking over to Yuri, she's setting her bag on the ground near the door. Once she's done doing that, I approach her and take her hands in mine to help me calm down a bit. She doesn't resist, and her inquisitive face doesn't change. I end up turning my head to the left, looking at the floor and taking a big breath before speaking. I'm sorry, Yuri. Just when it rains and lightning's outside, it makes you uncomfortable for whatever reason. What's that? What's not to like about it? Just, I feel like I can't do anything when it's raining. Too restricting. Thunder's too loud, and lightning kills people. The number of people who die from lightning is fairly small from what I know. Yuri giggles at my last comment, but I can't bring myself to smile right now. My hands quickly leave Yuri's and go over my ears. The thunder rumbling through my house and into the earth shakes through my body and brings me to my knees. After a little bit, I can feel a hand being placed on my shoulder. Hey, it's okay, you're safe. It takes a little longer than usual to calm down due to the seemingly violent atmosphere around me. After some time, I take her hand that's on my shoulder and she lift me off the ground. Our hands don't break away though, and I still don't have it in it to me to make eye contact with her. I don't mind the rain personally. In my opinion, I really love the rain. How so? The way it sounds is just relaxing to me. It helps me fall asleep at night sometimes. Very, very true. I mean, I guess that makes sense. How's it relaxing to you though? She takes a deep breath before responding to me. Because we're both safe from the danger it could bring. You said it yourself that thunder can be too loud and lightning can kill people. Is it not at least somewhat reassuring knowing that nothing like that can reach you in here? Huh. How come I never thought of that? Yeah, now that you mention it. There's an awkward silence between us as the light sounds of rain and thunder in the distance help the earth go around. I guess another thing, the rumbling feeling of thunder seems to mess up all my senses in some weird way. Like it's shaking me to my core or something like that. I can understand that. I have an idea though. Notice T sound. Would that make you feel better? I slowly turn my head to meet hers. Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad. Excellent. Her hands break away as she reaches down for her bag. When she's in my kitchen, she pulls into her bag, pulls out a yellow and purple box, and the new teacups for me and her we got from the store. Next, the sounds of pots and pans being moved fill my house. This is starting to become a bit too much in my ears. Have you ever had lavender chamomile? I'm not gonna try and pronounce that. Before? No, I haven't. When she has a small saucepan in her hand, she fills it up with water for the both of us. Subsequently, she places it on the stove, turns the burner on, and pulls out 2 tea bags to set on the counter. I may as well go lay down on the couch for a little bit, until she's all done. Minutes pass and I made myself nice and comfy, about to doze off into a nap. The sounds of Yuri messing around with what I'm guessing are teacups in the kitchen make my eyes open to figure out what's going on. Once my eyesight adjusts, I see Yuri slowly walking towards me with 2 teacups in hand. She's probably being careful, trying not to spill anything. If only there was a table in here that we could set them on. Why didn't my parents ever think about buying one before they left? I feel like I've gone off about this once before. Is this some sort of reference to the fact that there's no table in this background? I don't know. Nah, maybe it was something different. Here's yours, love. Huh? Oh, thanks. I carefully take the teacup from her hands as she takes a seat next to me. The warmth of it spreading across my fingertips reminds me of the awful events that happened in the club yesterday. I can't help but sit and stare at the cup in front of me for some time while I'm trying to stop thinking about what happened yesterday. The color of it is more of a yellowish hue than the oolong tea that Yuri usually makes, and it has a weird, citrus-like, mint-like smell. Though the wit I don't know how to feel about. Learning from my mistakes, I blow on it a few times in attempts to make it cool down. Carefully taking a sip of it, it tastes reminds me of soap. This is weird, I'm not sure if I like it that much. Hey Yuri? Huh? Why did you make this kind of tea instead of what you usually make? Well, I bought it because I haven't had it in quite some time. This kind of tea is good for helping to ease stress and to fall asleep faster. Taking another sip and slowly setting my cup on the floor, I take a moment to stretch my arms and quietly yawn. Wait, fall asleep? No, wait. Did you plan on spending the night again? Huh. Ah, shit. I think she did. I'm not that afraid anymore, but yeah. I would really like that. As tired as I may be feeling, it makes me happy knowing that she'll be spending the night again. And it's not even a school night! Yay! Even the sound of rain outside isn't bothering me that much, but I can't help but feel like I'm forgetting something. But what? It's when I carefully rest my head on her right shoulder and take a look up to her to somewhat meet her gaze. It almost feels surreal being this close to her. You can have my bed again tonight? Aww, Midas, that isn't necessary. You ain't, I know that you're kind of, for the lack of a better term, broken in the brain, but could we, suggest that we could, sleep together? It doesn't have to be in that way, if you guys get what I mean, but yeah, I'm surprised we haven't brought that up yet. I don't mind. That being said, I bring my head up and quickly lean over to kiss her cheek. She giggles for a bit, and places her head on my shoulder, which makes me feel more safe and more comfortable. Well, how about we read some more of my book before we go to bed? Yeah, I think I would like that. Alright then, give me one moment. Are you done with your tea? Looking down at my cup on the floor shows it's only half empty. Half full? I'd say half empty, considering it was filled and then you drank it, so half empty. One of those two. Yeah, I don't want any more. She gets up off the couch. See, I carefully grab my cup and give it to her. I can't help but watch as she looks away from me. Or she walks away from me, rather. How great her body looks from where I'm at. I wonder if... Okay, I think we're starting to get those thoughts. I mean... Not complaining. When she's at my front door, she picks up her bag from the floor and... Oh, that's what I forgot. The mail sit on the floor. Getting myself off the couch, I make my way over to the front door, grab the mail that's on the floor, and walk back to the couch. I as well get this out of the way while I'm waiting until she's all done with what she's doing. Alright, let's see what the school could have possibly sent me. Hopefully it's nothing about Jason or Kyle from the other day. Using my index finger to open the envelope, I pull out a piece of paper and... hang on. Where's the school address and all the other info on the paper? Okay... I'm guessing this is Natsuki's. Like, Kyle asked if she's good with words, Natsuki said yeah, and then Kyle asked for a favor, and then Natsuki forgot to write the school address. You'd think they knew better than this. Let's see what I'm getting myself into. Midas, we're writing this to let you know that you and your dearest friend... I know it's pointing to... Wait. Could it point to Sayori? You and your dearest friend have been acting out of line lately. Also, your grades have been really bad as well. Keep this up and you'll be expelled and have to redo your senior year all over again. Also, you could have done much better than her. Both dearest friend and her. Yeah, that's for Yuri. Are you kidding me? Are you seriously kidding me? Last I checked, my grades are alright, I think. I guess we'll have to see what happens when I go back to Monday. Also, what do they mean by my dearest friend? There's a 1% chance that is Sayori. You know what? I don't even want to know. Taking that letter from the school and putting it back in the envelope it came in, place it on the opposite side of the couch. What else was there? My vision lands on the other letter that came in today. Right, a letter from... There's a weird black hole feeling in my chest due to the nervousness of wondering what could have come from my parents' work. And there we go. There's a nice feeling that goes with being able to hand wash dishes all by oneself. Especially for my love. With the teacups properly cleaned, I place them on the dish rack in front of me facing upside down. Huh? What just happened? Don't try to tell me thunder really came inside the house. No! It's a wonder I didn't drop our teacups because of that. That sounded like it came from where Midas is at. As I move from the kitchen to join Midas, I'm abruptly halted by the scene before me. Midas standing by the couch in the living room with his head against the wall. Oh no! What's happening? I'm sorry. The sound of his head hitting the wall shakes the house just as the thunder did earlier. I instinctively look away at the sight to quickly return my attention to him. I can't allow him to do this to himself. Why is he crying? I make my way over to him and firmly grip his shoulders. Midas, what's going on? He falls on the floor, his hands covering his face. My heart aches as his episode intensifies as he starts rolling around the floor. The sound of his sobs only fuel my worry. I'm sorry. What could be so devastating to prevent him from answering me? Scanning around, I see a piece of paper on the ground. Succumbing to my curiosity, I reach down to grab it and take a look. Do we get to read it? It looks like a letter of some kind. He did pick it up from the mail a while ago. Dear Midas, we're sorry to inform you. His parents... What about them? What's happening? Oh! Oh shit! Oh no! What the fuck? Oh... Okay... That was... Ouch... I wasn't expecting that. Overcome with sadness, I interrupt Midas' breakdown, pulling him into a tight embrace. He undoubtedly needs me more than ever right now. Midas, it's okay. It's gonna be okay, sweetie. No, I mean, understandable, his parents just died. His soda voice pierces my ears as he manages to push me away from him. Tears stream down his face just like yesterday with the tea incident. I can't do this. He gets up from the floor and I watch immobilized by confusion as he walks towards his Oh shit. Stop him! What's he doing? As he gets up from the floor, I see him opening one of the drawers. He's pulling a Yuri! Stop him! My gaze bolts upwards at the sight of him pulling a rather large knife. I can't do this anymore. He's pulling a Yuri! Stop him! Yuri. Panic overrides everything as he turns the blade on himself, pointed towards his heart. No! My life seems to flash before my eyes as I frantically rush over to stop him! Once I'm in front of him, I forcefully grab where the blade meets the handle and try to yank it out of his hands with all my strength. And I don't know if my fingers sting as fast as I close my fingers as a result. The red skin's turning red. He resists as the knife inches closer towards him. It's getting better! My emotions raging inside at the sight. My other hand grabs the handle as I pull with everything I have. This deadly tug-of-war comes to an end as the knife escapes his grip but then sends me back and him forwards. I'm immobilized by a sudden rush of pain as my back hits the floor and a loud metal clang is heard behind me. Once my sight returns to normal and I'm on my knees, the knife we had is nowhere to be seen. No. Looking over to where Midas is, shows him face down on the floor, trying to take a hold of a cupboard handle. Watching him grip the handle tightly, I shut my eyes as I forcefully bring the door towards his head. As he forcefully... Ugh. Oh my, who was that? Midas screams in agonizing pain as he lays his head down on the floor. His crying has become more intense, which is tearing me apart inside. I can't let him keep hurting himself like this. Slowly knee crawling toward him, I use all my strength to lift him up and embrace him yet again, even tighter this time. He doesn't resist, so he gets up on his knees as his head collides with my shoulder. Ah. I mean, he needs us now more than ever. Oh god. All I can do is have my fingers gently comb through his hair as he cries on my shoulder. Shh, it's okay, darling. I'm sorry this had to happen, love. A single tear sheds at the thought that I almost lost my hero tonight. I mean, it's time to be our hero's hero. Emotions build up inside me as he hits his forehead against my shoulder multiple times. I'm sorry. Him nearly screaming into my ear makes my emotions inside tremble. Babe, no, don't be sorry. I mean, out of all the Dokis, Yuri really seems like the mama figure in my opinion. It's okay, love. I'm right here. Tears escape my eyes and fall down to his shoulder. My voice breaks as all I can do is whisper into his ear. I love you so much, Midas. It'll be okay. This is unbearable. No one should have to endure this, but certainly not my knight. He fights so hard every day to protect me, to make me happy, even save me if he has to. As his tears continue to fall, I steel myself. It's my turn to come to his rescue. As we're both quieting down, the sting in my fingers seems to fade away as I'm feeling exhausted, physically and emotionally. He's probably feeling the same. I lean forward to whisper into his ear again. Midas, let's go to bed now. He doesn't respond. He just rests his head on my shoulder and snuffles a few times, his grip on me loosening a bit. It's okay, Midas. I know what to do. My right arm holding the embrace, I bring my left arm around and under Midas's knees? What are we gonna do? I secure my grip and I use all my energy to lift him off the ground. I mean, okay, but this should be the other way around most of the time. This isn't the cradle I was expecting, but considering the situation, it's only fitting. He's heavier than he looks, but I can manage. I must, for him. Both his arms wrap around my neck, and he rests his head on my shoulder again. Once we're inside and his door is shut, I walk over to his bed and gently sit him down on his left side, remembering his preference. He doesn't resist at all. Instead, he manages to make himself comfy under the blanket. I then turn the light switch by his door and take off my white overshirt for the night. Carefully approaching my side of his bed, I pulled the blanket away and slide in to make myself comfortable next to him. Not long after he turns to face me, pulls me closer and rests his face right in my chest. His grip on me is just as tight as before and provides me with just as much comfort. I'm glad I can be there for him at a time when he needs me the most. He's calmed down a bit now and his cheeks are tear-stained, but his grip is still strong. It's as though he's clinging on me for dear life. I'm sorry. I don't want to lose you too. I wring my head down to softly speak to him. You won't lose me. I'm not going anywhere, love. His fears seem to reignite. If this keeps up, sleep may elude him for now. I wonder, Mom? The song you used to sing to me when I was younger. I think I still remember how it goes. Oh. Am I supposed to touch it? That was really good. Oh my goodness. Bravo! Oh my! I had goosebumps all the time. He isn't clinging to me nearly as hard as earlier. I think he's asleep now. I can't help but feel remorse for him, having to lose two of the most important people in his life. My parents aren't around when I need them, and it can be overwhelming at times. I don't dare imagine how he's feeling. I'll always be there for him, now that they can't. I'll do anything to keep my love out of harm's way. Anything. I take one of my hands away from his back, place it comfortably in his hair, and bring my face towards his until our noses slightly touch. I can feel my overall heartbeat going down slightly. It warms my heart at the idea of being a mother figure in someone's life. you know, I'm kinda laughing because like what I just said earlier, Yuri would really make a good mother figure. Maybe he's right. Maybe I would make for a good mother. The letter of his that's still in my bag and what it said. I want that to be us someday. This is all I really wanted in life. To help and protect the one I cherish the most. To hold him and be his guardian standing strong. This is just like a poem he wrote at a festival. I continue to look directly into his already closed eyes and watch his chest move up and down in tandem with the soft breathing coming from him. He always looks so peaceful when he sleeps and he doesn't snore at all. I love that about him. Then, I reach forward to kiss his forehead and whisper into his ear. Brick by brick, darling. Brick by brick. Carefully laying my head down on one of his pillows and closing my eyes, the sound of Midas' breathing is the essence that brings me into dreamland. We shall greet the morning together. And I'm going to make sure there's some morning to greet on. Oh my goodness. Soul poetry. Okay. What does this mean though? Last poems? Like, will these be our last poems? I'm not so sure. The rain from yesterday still hasn't let up at all. Granted, it's a light rainfall. Midas hasn't left his bed ever since I carried him upstairs last night. Not even to use the restroom, as far as I can tell. Don't try to tell me he peed on the bed. He was still asleep when I woke up and made breakfast, and he hasn't spoken a word despite being awake for a few hours. It pains me to see him like this. I miss the old him. This house seems lonely without his enthusiastic attitude, the bright smile on his face, his mesmerizing orange eyes. I haven't done much today, except for lounging on the couch, and occasionally see how he's going. Or how he's doing. Every time I tried speaking to him, he wouldn't respond or even look over to me. He didn't even touch the breakfast I made for him. I don't dare imagine what's going through his mind. The sound of rain crashing against the house, this eerie, almost lonely feeling I have. It almost reminds me of the poem I showed Midas more than a week ago. Maybe I should go check up on how he's here. He's awake. Or rather, he got up from bed, I'm guessing. Was that... Making sure to remain absolutely silent, I put all my focus into hearing what's going to happen next. Yep, it's him. He's finally up and around. Carefully making my approach to him, there's a comfortable silence between us as he doesn't make eye contact. This isn't any easier even if he's in front of me. His cheeks are less tear-shed rather, but he looks void of any emotion. Hey love, how you feeling? After a few seconds of silence, he walks up to me and gently rests his forehead on my left shoulder. The warmth he's bringing to me causes me to place an arm around his back and to the back of his head in response. Carefully running my fingers through his hair, I bring the side of my head to meet his and quietly sigh to myself. He's not crying this time, which is a relief, but I can only imagine what's going through his mind right now. Is there anything you'd like to do today? No, I don't want to see him like this all day. There's gotta be something him and I could do today. Looking around the house in search of anything that could take his mind off this, I spot a VCR right below his TV. I haven't seen one of those since I was a kid. I wonder if it still works. Maybe this will help? Hey, Midas, how does a movie sound? I can only guess that means yes. Come on, follow me. As he reluctantly removes his forearm from my shoulder, my arm that's around his back moves up to his shoulders as we both walk over to the couch. Once he's made his way to the couch, I walk over to the TV and see the selection of the VHS tapes in front of me. Taking my index finger running them across the various tapes in front of me, my finger stops on the one with the dark blue, almost black colored cover. It has 5 different girls on it and a black silhouette of a man on the front, and it's called Fruits. Is this a real movie? Maybe he'll like this one. Pulling the tape out of the stack of them, I can't help but notice the weight it has to it. Goodness, it's been so long since I last held one of these. It's almost like I'm holding a black plastic book. With the tape in my grasp, I turn around and show to Midas. How does this one sound? He solemnly looks over to me for a second or two, then back to the floor. My attempt at a smile is starting to go away. I really hope it doesn't stay like this forever. Besides, don't we have school tomorrow? Taking the tape out of its cover and putting it on the VCR, the play button on the VCR immediately lights up a neon green color. Once the TV screen changes to whatever it is on the tape before the movie begins, I get up from the floor and onto the couch right next to Midas. Once I'm nice and close to him, he sets his head on my shoulder again, this time so we can both see the TV. After a minute of boring ads and whatnot, an idea comes to mind that I'm sure Midas would enjoy. Hey, how about I order pizza for the two of us? Midas, come on, have you eaten anything all day? He shakes his head at me, his expression still looking completely defeated. Don't worry, I'll pay for everything. Okay, then it's settled. It's nice to hear his voice again, even if it's sad. Reaching over to my bag that's also on the couch, I pull out my phone and search online for the closest delivery place. Okay, so we're watching a movie. No matter what I say, nothing is going to mend these girls' broken hearts, especially hers. The only real thing I can do is... The boy then approaches the girl and opens his arms as she responds and clings onto him for dear life. While that's happening, Midas's grip on me tightens. I don't remember this. Being this sad. I'm so sorry for this. I wish I didn't have to leave. You didn't have a choice. I don't blame you for this, nor will I ever. Me neither. It's been so long since I watched this. Last watched this. I only ask that you take care of yourself, okay? I promise. Do you think they'll have a happy ending? Just wanted to let you know that I really enjoyed my time here with you. I really hope so. You're an influence to us all, and I think you've done more for us than anyone else will. I'll have to be going now. Goodbye, everyone. Oh, why did he have to say that word? Looking over to Midas shows him closing his eyes with a familiar look from hours ago. Why do I have a bad feeling about something? The screen fades to black and all that can be heard is a voice from the TV. What's happening? And so, once I was on the flight out of the city, tried to look past everything I was leaving behind. Whether or not I return, Lord only knows. I will take on whatever life throws at me with the image of her in my head. After a few moments, aside as the words 6 months later pop up on the screen, there's a time skip. Oh hey, an area that was shown at the beginning of the movie shows up on the screen, along with the four mean girls. You're kidding, right? Midas? Long time no see. The girl jumps in surprise and joy and runs to hug him, to which the screen fades to black and the credits starts playing. Midas, on the other hand, gets up from the couch, his expression showing up unhappiness. Oh wait, sorry. Are you seriously kidding me? He then starts walking around his living room. You can't just put 6 months later out of nowhere and not explain anything that happened in that time. I mean, it's acceptable if it's like minutes or hours, but months? Oh my goodness. He then places his head in both of his hands and stops in place. It's okay, Midas, I understand what you're saying and I know that they did wrong there. You do? I give him a comforting nod and a slight smile. But when doing a time skip like that, they got the part down where they said what time it was. What's also important is to explain what happened during in between, even if it's a brief summary. If you can do that, then you can skip as much time as you want. That I can agree, but if it's for me, usually weeks is the borderline for me, but months? You gotta explain something to me first. That's my writing tip of the day. I was hoping that would at least make him smile a bit. Looks like the movie didn't cheer him up either. If anything, it made him do the opposite. Ah, now he's gone from standing up to sitting on his couch. His arms seem motionless as he stares at the floor. As I'm looking around the house for anything that he and I could possibly do to cheer him up, I'm noticing that it's a little more silent than usual. Taking a moment to look out his window, it's dark outside, but it stopped raining. You know what? This might just work. We're going to our spot, right? Taking the TV remote and turning off the TV, give Midas my full attention. Hey Midas, it finally stopped raining. Why don't we go outside for a bit? Some fresh air might do some good for us. He looks over to me, almost unsure what to say. He's probably lost in thought. But it's wet outside. Do you have a spare blanket we can lay down on? I do. With his smile slowly returning, I carefully take his hand to help him off the couch. Once he's up, he slowly walks over to the different part of his house and pulls out a giant blanket for the two of us. It's nice and quiet outside, plus a light breeze out here doesn't feel too bad. Finding an open spot on my front lawn, I unfold the blue and green blanket I have and lay it nice and neat on the grass in front of us, getting rid of any wrinkles I see. Once that's done, I carefully lay myself down and place both my hands behind my head. Cool! I can feel the blanket become more damp through my back as I lay down, but it's not my biggest concern right now. I let out a big sigh as I look up at the stars and constellations up above us. Here is some moving. Here is a moving shows Yuri laying down on my right, also looking up at the stars. Ah, I cannot to look away from her. I can't seem to look away from her, rather. My mind races at a million miles per hour as I get lost staring at the moonlight shining in the purple eyes. This plaguing feeling of emptiness, of hopelessness, of nothing in the world mattering anymore hasn't gone away for everything that happened last night. I still feel really bad over how I treated her yesterday. I shouldn't have pushed her and scared her like that. Isn't it beautiful outside, Midas? She looks over to me, probably expecting me to say something back. I can't bring myself to answer that. That's not what I want to talk about right now. I feel like I should explain everything to her. I want to let her know how I'm feeling, but I'm just not sure where to start. Let's try this. You really are... Huh? She bashfully smiles and blushes as she usually does. We haven't even complimented her yet. Oh, Midas. Yuri, I feel like I'm ready to explain some stuff to you. Her eyes widen a bit as she looks at me expectantly. It's as quiet as I expected it to be while I think of how I want to go about saying all of this. Even when I'm laying down like this, I manage to bring my head down almost out of defeat. I'm really sorry about last night. Midas, don't. Nothing was your fault last night. It really wasn't. A flashback of how violent I acted around her shows up in my mind. I mean, you had your reasons. I mean, who wouldn't grieve when their parents died? No, Yuri, I feel like I treated you badly last night, and it was something that's been eating me away at me today. You don't deserve to be treated like that. I close my eyes and simply frown at her. I don't know how else to convey how I'm feeling. I shouldn't have scared you like that. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't feel like a good boyfriend to you. Midas, please. It's not your fault. I'm just happy I could be there for you. I don't know what I'd do without you. A cool breeze passes by which runs through our hair. I can see a genuine look of concern on her face due to the moonlight shining on her. I turn away to look at the stars again. It's just... Sometimes I question why I'm on this earth. Why me of all people? Why am I even here? Why can't I do anything right? In this storybook we call life, why could I have been born to someone different? Midas? I don't know what to do. What can you do when people who met the world plus some aren't there anymore? What's the point anyway? I couldn't make them proud of me. It's really hard trying my best to not let my emotions interfere. You're supposed to let out all of your emotions! My goodness. Lord knows she's seen enough of that. I turn completely dim, my face is almost buried in the blanket, my voice trying not to break. There was so much I never got to say to them. How much I appreciated my dad for all he's done. He was such a good guy, and how I miss my mom. I turned to face her again. She looks more worried and concerned now. Yuri, the night you came over, Ma called. I said some things to her I regret. I never did tell her I'm sorry, and now I can't let her know how I feel. And I never will. Just that thought alone is ripping me apart inside. Without a warning, I scooch closer to her, place my forehead right above her chest, and keep my eyes shut. She wraps her arms around and kisses my forehead. Oh, my darling boy. A moment of silence plays between us as we lay close to each other, with me on the verge of tears. I'm scared. My voice gets louder in desperation. The future scares me. I don't know what to do. I can't do this without them. I wrap my arms around her tightly as if she's the only thing I have left to hold on to this world. I don't want to do normal people stuff by myself. I can't do it, I just can't. What am I gonna do about filing taxes, or getting health insurance, or social security, or getting a job, or buying a house? What if I mess up something, and it messes up my forever? What if I can't do anything right? None of them to help me anymore. Who will be there to watch me? To watch over me? A few moments pass as I'm using all my willpower not to cry in front of her again, but it's so hard that it feels like nothing matters anymore. A faint sound from Yuri. It's heard from Yuri. As Jenny brings a hand to run through my hair. Of course. Of course, Mommy Yuri is here. You don't have to worry about that. I will. Her hushed voice almost sounds angelic. Stop it with the Fallen Angel references. I mean, it was a good mod, but the ending. Yikes. Very tear-filled ending. I move my head away from her chest to meet her gaze. Midas, please. Let me help. Another moment of silence plays out as I'm trying to process what she means. She means she's gonna be your mommy. She's gonna be your mommy. Calm down. Everything will be okay. Midas, I used to feel the same way about life before I met you. I thought I was going through life alone with nobody to help me out in my problems. Everything just seemed hopeless and with no direction, but that's no longer the case. You've been such a big help to me ever since I met you, and I can't thank you enough. But why? Why do I mean that much to you? I'm not normal like everyone else, and I can't do most things all by myself. Because you're not anyone else, Midas. You've shown how invaluable you are to me, and I won't be able to forgive myself if I can't be there for the one who means the whole world just some to me. You made me feel loved and appreciated. Spliced accepted and appreciated. You made me feel loved and appreciated when you promised not to leave me because of my problems, so please. Trust me when I say I believe in you and everything you'll do. And if things seem too much to handle, just know that I'll be there for all of it. Every waking moment. Just the two of us. I finally figured out how to repay the favor, and I wouldn't have chosen any other way. I can't help but stare at her in a surreal feeling of disbelief, as if life is being flipped upside down again. My feelings of doubt and fear are slowly starting to go away at her words. Do you really mean that? Of course. We made a promise to each other. We'll help each other up, remember? That's a treasure I promise I'll never forget. Yeah, that's right. There's no need to worry anymore, darling. Everything's alright. A comfortable silence plays out as another breeze runs by. I manage to bring my face close to hers until her nose is touched, and I grip her body a bit tighter. Your hands are warm, Midas. I love that about you. I'm left speechless. I can feel a burning feeling in my heart going out of control. Everything that seems scary is slowly melting away. The future. No. Our future seems a lot more bright, and it's all thanks to her. I have to let her know how much I appreciate her, to show how much I love her. I have found the one whom my soul loves. Closing my eyes, I lean forward and press my lips against hers with noticeable force. Time stops as she returns the favor. All I can focus is on my heart pounding faster and how soft she feels when we're this close. Once we pull away from each other, the burning feeling from earlier doesn't go away. It's getting stronger. I bring my voice down in almost a whisper. Yuri, I look away from her and point a finger up to the moon. Do you ever just want to spread your wings, fly up into the sky, and shout to the world just how much you love someone? As I spread my wings, not to fly, but to hold you close. The burning desire me close even more as I look over to her. What burning desire? I can't hide it from her anymore. I close my eyes and kiss her again, this time more softly. After she returns the favor, I open up a little to let my tongue touch her lips. Soul poetry ensues. Oh, is that what you mean by soul poetry? I thought they were gonna write something, but okay. Soul poetry ensues as I open up and does the same. As she opened up, I mean. Our grip on each other never ending.